Hello, welcome back to my channel. So, we are in the home stretch of the Dewey's 2025 Reverse Readathon. I have finished probably my last book for the official readathon hours, although I was at work for 4 hours. So as far as getting 24 hours of reading in, I missed 4 hours that I haven't gone to sleep yet. If I'm doing the stopwatch method where I'm counting which hours I'm actually available and which I'm not, I have a couple hours to finish something. So I think I'm going to try to finish these 2 books in the next 2 hours. And consider that good, because the next book after that is either the ebook that is 1,016 pages long, and that I'm about 20% in at this point, so that's not going to happen in 4 hours. And the other thing that I would be starting is the audiobook for Undaunted Courage by Stephen E. Ambrose. And I did find the audiobook. That will be my next nonfiction, but it's going to be quite a few hours to finish that one. So that's also not going to be in my hardest reading challenge you will ever do, 24 hours of reading. So I think I'll finish the Lily Tuck book and Mrs. Caliban, and that should be about it. So my finished books will be these guys. They're not too shabby, 5 books. And I've made some progress, obviously, in that ebook. And technically I'll probably start the Ambrose book during what would be the last bit of time for that challenge, but I'm not going to finish it, so it's not important to try and squeeze it in. It's not possible. And I am going to be doing the audiobook this evening so that I can continue working on my crochet project. So I'm going to finish these 2 print books real quick and then go back to audio to be able to crochet while listening. And then I'll go to bed at a reasonable time, like midnight, 1 o'clock. Sleep for a reasonable time, so about 11 probably. And then go and take stuff to the fairgrounds. So that should be fun. I had pizza, I had soda. I actually have another soda that I got from work. So I'm staying caffeinated. And I do still have the rest of my TBR that I made while I was on screen. So it is, in fact, right here. So I can continue to work on it. So it did get shorter, but I still have some books to finish on that. And I will continue to work on it, starting with the ones I've already started and whittling it down from there. I'll probably do one of the shorter ones outside. I don't have a good tolerance for bugs walking on me or sitting on my face or flying at my nose or, So, reading outside lasts maybe half an hour before I get so fed up and I go back inside. I used to teach environmental science merit badge for Boy Scouts, like sitting out in a field for 3 hours straight and not worrying about the bugs. But when you're trying to focus on a book, the bugs are really annoying. What? Are you annoying too? You are. Did you want to say hi to the people too? Do I need to put these books up so you can say hi to the people? You might need to say hi to the people. You've been skirting around the possibility all day. All day? Oh my goodness. Hi to the people. He says, oh no, there's a screen. There's a screen. Oh my goodness. Yes, I know, you can see yourself in the screen. It's freaky. He's funny like that. He's like, oh my gosh, that's me. No. Anyway, that's Christopher. Yeah. So, if you ever see me wincing with the cute little kitty noise in the background, it's probably him putting his claws in my knee. Because he's good like that. Anyway, so I'm just about done with the readathon. I think we have 15 minutes technically left in the readathon. So I'm going to type up some end of event remarks and get those posted so that I can sign off without being rude. And then I'm going to get back to my books because it's not bedtime here yet. It's just almost 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So if I start going to bed at this time of day, it's going to throw me off really bad. So, yay! And I'm contemplating whether I want to try again to see about doing a 24 and 48 structured readathon for this one next year. Because it did not escape my notice that in the middle of the night, the wee hours of the night, it was really just me, maybe one or two other people. Like, well, do I really need to be up all 24 hours? And like posting stuff and moderating for the 2 or 3 people that are actually participating at that time. And 2 or 3 is being generous. There was an hour and a half or so where there literally was nobody. So, hi! So I am weighing out some options. There used to be a readathon called the 24 and 48 readathon that no longer exists. And they introduced that name for, doing 24 hours of reading in 48 hours. So it's a thing. We wouldn't be stepping on any toes if we adopted it, as our structure. At this point, it's a thing. People do it. And we have more people, I think, actually doing that structure anyway. Like, when I brought it up a couple years ago, I got a lot of pushback. Like, Dewey's is gonna lose its integrity if you do a 24 and 48 readathon for Dewey's. Because it's a 24-hour readathon. I'm like, well, okay. So we didn't change anything. And then in practice, like this readathon, guaranteed over half of our participants are still reading for the rest of the weekend and did not stay up overnight. Why am I staying up overnight running this readathon if literally there's a handful of people at all that are also staying up all 24 hours? So that's my conundrum. So I don't know if I'm going to change anything because I don't like conflict. It's easier to leave things as they are, but I also have noticed I'm the only admin that is actually up all 24 hours. So if it's just me, we don't need to do it this structure. We could do 24 and 48. So I'm still debating. We have a year before the next Reverse Readathon because it only happens once a year. The next one will be our standard October readathon. The 18th to 19th, that will be a Saturday into Sunday. Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time to 8 a.m. Sunday, the 19th. So that one I'm not touching its structure right now. It's the way it's always been. It's set in stone for now. Just this one, it gets really tedious in the middle of the night when you really have no feedback as to whether anyone else is even awake. So anyway, yeah, but for now it is almost 6 o'clock. I've been up over 24 hours. Not a good time to be making major decisions, but I just want to throw that out there that that is something I'm seriously considering again as a way to make it a little bit more fair and a little bit more sustainable, because obviously none of the admins that we have in the admin team are willing and able to set aside the 24 hours straight and be prepared to actually be up for that, to run the readathon the way I always do it. And without someone actually covering the whole thing, you need to have everything really well coordinated to make sure everything's actually covered. And then you still need someone to keep an eye out to make sure nobody's falling asleep and leaving it undone. So, I don't know. I suspect we're going to go for 24 and 48. If not next year, then eventually. Or the readathon is eventually not going to be sustainable and we'll just say goodbye to Dewey's and move on. But it's been around long enough, I'd like to keep it going. I just know that the older I get, the harder it is to do this 24-hour readathon thing. And I'm not sure who else is keeping me company. Just curious. Anyway, so I'm going to sign off, finish my soda, finish at least the 2 paper print books that I'm hoping to finish, and then move myself over to my room, start my audiobook of Undaunted Courage, which is Thomas Jefferson, Lewis and Clark expedition, exploring the huge landmass outside of the 13 colonies and early United States history. So then eventually I will finish my crochet project and let myself go to bed. So I will see everybody in the next video or somewhere online, probably on sprints tomorrow, but we'll see. If there are sprints tonight, I like sprints, and sometimes there are people that are sprinting tonight. So hopefully everyone is having a great reading weekend, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!